everyone, I'm Scott Litroff, and today I'd like to show you a couple of exercises that I use as part of my daily warm-up routine. And both of these exercises utilize overtones as a way of maintaining tone development. So the first of these exercises is called overtone matching. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking an overtone and using it as a long tone exercise where I compare the sound of the overtone to the sound of the corresponding note with the regular fingering. So as an example, if I take low B flat and I play the first overtone above low B flat, which is the octave B flat, the overtones in general give us a very warm, very robust sound, sometimes one that's a lot deeper than what we find with the regular fingerings. Many students, for example, if they're learning how to develop their tone, they may still have a very thin sound in the middle range, where they may be biting a bit instead of a fuller tone. And a good way to develop that tone is by comparing the overtone to the regular fingering. The reason this is useful is when you play the overtone, you need to use your throat muscles and the back of your tongue to find the right position to get the overtone to come out and also to maintain it with a good tone. If you keep that exact position from playing the overtone and transfer the fingering, then it can help you to expand the tone quality of the regular notes themselves. So I feel this is a very relaxing exercise because you really can take your time with it. So I can go as high in the overtone series as I want to, and I can use this exercise. So let's go to the next overtone, which is F natural, and that's the second overtone off of the low B flat. Now, although these overtones will never sound exactly like the regular tones, the objective is to try to get your regular notes to sound as much as possible like that deep, warm sound that you can achieve with the overtones. Notice that I don't tongue when I start the overtone. I actually just blow the air into the saxophone. And to the next overtone in the series, this is high B flat, which is the fourth overtone. Also, something to keep in mind, the higher in the overtone series you go, the tuning on the overtones tends to go a bit sharp. Now, for the purpose of this exercise, especially if you're a newcomer to overtones, you don't have to be so concerned with it, but it is something to keep in mind, especially for classical players who may have to use overtones as part of a requirement for a song they're playing, that you might have some extra work to keep those in tune. And you notice that the last couple of overtones I played, the G sharp and the B flat, both of those are in the altissimo range. So this exercise is also very useful for those of you who have been working with the altissimo range, but you're looking for a way to expand your sound quality. Comparing them with the overtone may be a very useful way of doing that. So the second exercise I do takes those same overtones, and this is what I call falling overtones or dropping the overtone. If I start with the same one I did in the beginning of the last exercise, the first overtone above low B flat, after finding my optimal position for that B-flat overtone, I slightly relaxed my position so that it would fall back down to the low B-flat. The reason this becomes useful is the low notes on the saxophone tend to be a bit difficult in terms of clarity of the notes and even tuning. And being able to take that overtone position and relax and drop it back down to the original note can also help you with your tone quality in the low register. Now, I can start on any overtone I want, but what I like to do is the higher my overtone is, I like to drop to every overtone in the series back to the original. So if I started again on the low B-flat series and I go up to F natural, which is the second overtone above B-flat, my objective is to touch each overtone as I fall back down. And of course, this works on other notes as well. Let's go to C natural. Or C sharp. And in the same way that in the first exercise, we're trying to develop the muscle memory so that we can hit any overtone that we want right from the start of the note, you also have to work on developing muscle memory in this exercise so that you can cascade downward to each individual overtone and make sure you're hitting all of them. So it can be a difficult exercise, especially the second one, but if you work at it, even just maybe 15 minutes a day, it really is very helpful. Over a period of time, you'll develop that muscle memory. I hope this was helpful to you. Please leave some comments and suggestions for some other topics if there's others that you'd like me to show you, and I'd be glad to make some more videos. So thank you, and I hope this was helpful.